Hello, greetings. This is Gillesmansillon. Welcome to my channel. I wanted to come back and speak about some principle about the spiritual ascension process. I'm addressing my own process. I hope this resonates with you. I'm trying to offer a wide array of possibility and options. Just choose what resonates. We are all different. Some people write to me. They say that they hold the truth and I don't know anything. If they hold the truth, they're fine. Just enjoy it. Share your truth. There's no need to come into conflict with other people's beliefs in any way or form. We just want to move to a space that allows us to share more, to become more. And I'm going to pull a few cards, discuss of a few ideas for we're going to do that. I was thinking that making one video a week may be plenty enough, because I felt I already spoken about so many things here on this channel, but Spirit is saying it's still good to communicate every day. So I will probably move into a weekly video or monthly video down the road. For the situation for us is the high priestess, the priestess. So it is the goddess Isis. It is the integration of the emotion. It is a kind of intuition. It's about so much is about to unfold, and not everything can come all at once. What comes across the situation is another goddess. It is the goddess Themis, the goddess of justice. It is the card of balance. It is the card of equilibrium. It is the card of finding this right balance. For we are entering into Libra, so things are in balance. We're in time of equinox. So there is this balance, this justice that is manifested in our conscious mind as the Ace of Crystal. It is the card of brilliance. It is the sword of truth, the sword of light, the Excalibur, the point of mental clarity. And we see what's before us. For our inner guidance, our higher self will always, once we open to the realm of vision, will always show us the highest potential for us. And if we tune into the inner guidance, the inner guidance will always show us the means by which to get there. And then the mental, the ego, will create an opposing force as trying to sabotage the process because of doubts or fear or whatever. So it's about letting go of all those, to have all the flow going in, and so eventually the flow will unfold naturally. What we have in our subconscious, the distant past, is harmony. We've already moved into this sphere of harmony. Our past is already set towards ascension. Where we are now is the actor. It's about understanding the role people play. It is all a stage here. So eventually we want to drop the mask and become ourselves, so we can move into this higher flow. What's coming in the right near future, right around the corner, is the Woman of Cup. Wow, wonderful. It is the rejoicer. It is about the ability to share deep positive emotion and to rejoice about life. What our strength in the situation is success. It is a card that represents us, inner and outer success. What comes to us from the outside world is fear. It is those energies that may still be reflecting certain level of doubts or fear, and delusion. So it's the oasis in the desert that looks like an oasis in the desert, but it is a mirage. And so there is all kinds of things in the outside world that are not yet reflective of that inner success. What will be coming is from the outside world is the emperor. It is the settlement of empowerment. All the good things, the blessings will come. We have to focus on keeping this internal process of success long enough so that we can dissipate the fear and the delusions and the illusions, for all will be destroyed. What we have in our inner emotion, our hopes and fear, is the hermit. It is about enlightening the path of someone else and continue to do the meditation. Meditation and prayers are very essential. It allows us to move into love and gratitude. And the outcome is creativity. It's about being creative. Out of the confusion comes creativity. So it's important to allow ourselves. The inventor is he who takes confusion and creativity and creates something that is completely new. Every thought we have in the universe creates this expansion. When you think a new thought in the universe, you contribute in the creative expansion of the universe. I was speaking about the three about working in different different ray of light in order to fulfill this ascension. But everybody needs to, we all need to cultivate the vision or the understanding that we have those three primal rays that we need to work in, which is the primal, the first ray of the blue ray of power, the pink ray of love, and the yellow ray of wisdom. Those are three sacred frames that we keep hidden in the sacred heart, in a special cavern within the heart, a special room, and those will eventually we want to work someday with the blue flame of power, then the next day with the pink flame of love and the unconditional love, and then the third day you work with the yellow flame of wisdom. And then once we become attuned to it, if you can see those flames just yet, just continue to use your imagination. They will become more, your third eye will open and you will be able to see them. And at which point it's easier to work with them. And once we master those three first rays, we want to find an equilibrium, a balance, so the rays are not, any one of those rays do not overwhelm the others, so we can find this balance. It is like we have those three jewels, those three diamonds, blue diamond, pink diamond, and a yellow diamond, that are held sacredly inside this sacred heart chamber. And this is actually one diamond that is the diamond of infinite and eternal consciousness that we have within this sacred chamber. And we want to make our body like a box, to a beautiful box that holds this diamond. This diamond is the God self. It is sacred self, that's sacred. And so we want to purify our body so that this divine consciousness can become comfortably settled within our body. Our main problem is that we have many attachments to people and to things, rather than relaxing in the presence of God, in the presence of love in the heart. But we work with that. The meditation is good for that. Sometimes we wish that life would obey us. It's like the ego wants life to obey, but the freedom lies in the oneness. And once we become one with God, we become egoless, and we can follow that light, and then miracles can happen. We cannot make miracles happen, but we can allow them to happen. For either everything's miraculous or nothing is miraculous. That was one of the thoughts of Albert Einstein. For in life, there is so many miracles that are happening outside of our consciousness. The simple fact that are beyond even our ability to comprehend or see, like the planets following their orbit, the sun rising in the morning, the heart is beating, the blood is pumping through our vein. All those things are miracles that are happening outside of our conscious mind for the most part. And so we want to accept small miracles. For a miracle is something that would be out of the ordinary, as far as what we consider ordinary in human life and human consciousness. So we want to accept to small miracles in order to be able to make bigger ones. I remember when I first got to France, my father was very impressed when we drove together, because I was, before we left some place together to go to restaurants or whatever, I always program myself so that I find a parking space right in front. So whenever I would arrive, there is somebody that would leave and I would park. He was very impressed. It worked every time because I had no resistance. I knew that was possible for me to ask for that. So it is a small miracle. So as we move, we remove the resistance in knowing the miracles are possible. Things can happen naturally, but for those things, maybe small miracles, but it is something that we want. Once we remove the resistance in relationship to the larger miracles, those things can happen with greater ease. Because most women, as women, we have lack in terms of self-love, in terms of time, and in terms of money for the most part. So we want to create this abundance of understanding of time. We have the abundance of time, the abundance of money, and the abundance of self-love. It is important to remove the idea of lack. My master guides told me that long ago, to remove myself from the idea of lack. It is very important to reconnect to this understanding that life was created abundant and free. Right now, the Saturn has been moving retrograde with the south node of the moon for 5 months, and it's in Capricorn, so it's very heavy, very intense. And the south node is the past, it is the karmic baggage, it's also our comfort zone, and now it's going to be moving forward. So we are asked to move from childhood into adulthood in spiritual terms. So I'm going to pull a few cards. I hope this message was interesting for you. Also wanted to say that for the there is a great deal of question right now in the media about the climate change, and essentially it comes from lack of understanding and respect that the Earth is a real person. And if we want to, the surest way, the best way to refine the equilibrium on the planet Earth would be to ask and follow the guidance of the Amérindians. For the Amérindians used to, or even the Aboriginal, are very attuned with the consciousness of the planet. Sometimes they would like start fire every year inside the forest, but the fire would only destroy the impurity of it would purify the forest without killing the trees. Without the trees would not even burn, because they do it in a ceremonial way, in consciousness, in alignment with the natural forces of the planet. So when they set up those fire in the forest, it's purely for greed and exploitation, and do not have the permission of the divas that are protecting those natural world. So the Amérindians, I think it would be wise to get counsel on them to find this balance, and to find the balance will be found either in pain or in joy. So the balance will be restored on the planet, and the modern men do not possess the wisdom or the respect for life and the divinity that are protecting life and protecting nature. When some of those what we would call native people were very, very well connected to the in great deal of spirituality and science, came together in the way the ceremonial lifestyle was they lived in a ceremonial, much more attuned to the consciousness of the planet. So I hope that God will restore this understanding, and they will be regaining some of the power they have lost in the colonization. For it's been great. This genocide was very, very powerful, the biggest genocide in the history of mankind. 200 million people were decimated by the Catholic the conquistador for the greed. And so even the sickness, the illness, there was very, very little illness in America before the conquistador came. Whenever somebody was sick, the priest would know what plant to use and bring back the balance and the equilibrium. But they brought all kinds of toxicities when they came. For not only that, it's part of the process of evolution. I'm not judging, but there is certain karma that needs to be balanced and adjust, and some of the power needs to be restored on that level. For the First Nations in America are keepers of wisdom, and they already have the keys in restoring the balance of the planet when it comes to the ecology. For we do need to stop polluting, and we stop the environmental destruction. So that those will be the lessons of the 21st century. And so, I'm just expressing thoughts. I'm not being severe, or I'm not being judgmental in relationship to all that. It's part of the process we're all going through, and he who has never sinned throw the first stone. So it is not a judgment, and we all make mistakes. On the roots we have trust and faith. On our navel chakra, the earth chakra, we have Egypt, the power of Egypt. For the Egyptian came in 13th century BC, the Egyptian priests can move. There was a very great deal of chaos in Egypt. So the wisdom of the temple of Thoth, the priest of Thoth, moved the wisdom to the Inca. And the Inca, the Maya, the Aztec, all those civilizations were quite advanced, but the Maya were also connected to the Syrian Brotherhood, and so they received the secret of time and consciousness, and eventually they all ascended into the fourth dimension when most of the other tribes were decimated. But I know some of my process will be supervised by the Syrian energy, this beloved Syrian Brotherhood, and so there's a great deal of enlightenment that will come from the study of those pyramids and all those ancient technologies. What we have in our solar plexus is Asia. We will be traveling to Asia. It's also finding this point of freedom, this samadhi. This is the Buddha. What we have in our heart is the monk or the nun. It is about keeping our energies together, not to dissipate our energy, so we can concentrate our spiritual energy and gain this inner power. What we communicate is the Celtic, is the power of nature, is the power of the Celts were very powerfully connected also to the forces of nature, the elemental kingdoms and wisdom. It's overseen by Lord Merlin. what we see before us in our third eye is biblical. It is the power of the spiritual ascension path, that the gods will supervisor of the process, certain plans for the mother god that will unfold and the one. So everything will come into alignment as we follow that great way. And what's on the crown is persecution and inquisition. We have to find a way to let go, to forgive and to let go, and to become free, to become one with God. And once we do that, we'll find the farm. We'll be crowned by the farm, which is to be able to nourish ourselves, nourish others, and to cultivate good fruits as much as possible. What's anchored into the earth, in our earth star, is living or traveling. So there is much that will be... there is much motion that will be coming forward, what's on the soul star is the vessels. It is about great travel. It is even travel even beyond that which we believe. There's been so much that will be happening in terms of exploration and discovery. Well, I hope this resonated with you. I just thought I'd come and say hello. I'm going to pull one more card. The paintings behind me, this is called Visitors. It shows about the 10 or 15 major planets of the solar system, and the sun looks like Mayan. It's like Mercury, Venus, the Earth, Mars, Maldex, that's named Pax here, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Nibiru, Chiron, Neptune, Black Moon Lilith, Pallas Athena, Juno, Ceres, Vesta. Those are symbolic, and Pluto over there. It's a symbolic painting. It's a very cosmic painting. I kind of like it. And this is another portrait of my series of portraits that I did this year. It's not signed on yet, but I like her. I think she's very pretty. It's like it's a divinity. It looks like a divinity. I'm gonna finish with a song, just to finish in music. I'm not really sure what the program will be. Spirit says I have to continue to speak for a little while longer. Then I will probably make a break. Take care of all those many things that are before me. And it goes like this. You're just too good to be true. I can't take my eyes off of you. You'd be like heaven to touch. Oh, I wanna hold you so much. As long as love has arrived, and I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. I can't take my eyes off of you. Pardon the way that I stare. There's nothing else to compare. The sight of you makes me weak. Oh, there are no words left to speak. But if you feel like I feel, please let me know that it's real. You're just too good to be true. I can't take my eyes off of you. I love you, baby, and if it's quite alright, I need you, baby, to warm my lonely night. I love you, baby. Trust in me when I say, oh, pretty baby, don't bring me down, I pray. Oh, pretty baby, now that I found you, stay and let me love you, baby. Let me love you. You're just too good to be true. I can't take my eyes off of you. You'd be like heaven to touch. Oh, I wanna hold you so much. As long as love has arrived, and I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true, and I can't take my eyes off you. I love you, baby, and if it's quite alright, I need you, baby, to warm my lonely night. I love you, baby. Trust in me when I say, oh, pretty baby, don't bring me down, I pray. Oh, pretty baby, now that I found you, stay and let me love you, baby. Let me love you. Thank you very much for staying till the end. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. There's so much that is preparing. Spirit is showing me this amazing new life that is before me. It's like shedding skin. I'm going to shed skin. everything's going to change externally, for there's so much that is also changing internally. Stay tuned to your higher vision, to your higher self. Your higher self always wants the best for you and has even greater ideas than your highest desire, times 10. And then your guidance, your inner guidance, will give you clues on how to maneuver to get towards that. And so once we've achieved this freedom, this total sense of joy and appreciation for each moment of our life, the world will follow around us and will be a great, will be even more empowered to assist the world in its ascension. And the card of the day is the 0. It's the Archangel Metatron, our beloved friend Metatron. We thank Metatron for always surrounding us with this Metatronic egg. And it's about trust in yourself. Listen to your heart. Do what brings you joy. So it's all about just finding this freedom, the fool that can make leaps of faith. I thank you very much. I wish you a wonderful day. I hope you do enjoy this day, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.